Welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to be a writer because I like to write. I like to tell stories.
Very, very sophisticated hats. Not really.
It's all about creative writing.
This was more my cup of tea. A little bit of a tight one though. Still, when you get writing, you just gotta do what you can. Thank you for joining me on my creative writing journey.
My name is James Seviour.
Right, so this is my first video on my creative writing journey. Now, let me tell you where I'm at. I returned to the UK last week, just ditched it all, and I'm taking a chance on chasing my dream to becoming a professional writer. I haven't got much of a plan, but that's the fun part, surely. I mean, the fun part being the unknown, not making a plan. Well, this is my attempt at making a plan then. Objective number 1, get a job and make money. I've been teaching English abroad for so long, I don't even know what line of work I'm cut out for. But being enthusiastic, positive and charming should get me something, right? Yeah, I've gone to the bank, set up an account. I've been waiting for my phone to get unlocked so I can get use of my phone I got from Chile, but it's taking forever. I wrote up my CV and boom, I'm on every other job website sending it to everyone under the sun. Still, not having a phone number and a bank account is causing some delay, but it'll work out. I have faith it will. Objective number 2, find a place and move out ASAP. Don't get me wrong, it's not a matter of pride I don't want to stay with my mum. It's more a matter of, well, being too old to be living with my mum, and regardless of the situation. This is a temp place, guys, although it's pretty awesome. Plus, being British, we all have a sense of space, and I need my own space as much as they need theirs. So the job and the place really kind of work hand in hand. Of all places I want to move to, however, I'm going to try live in Bath. Very lovely little town, which is not too far, not too close to home. I went there last week, and that's really where I see myself living at the moment. Watch this space. Objective number 3, join a writers group. Now, my choice of moving to Bath, however, is not one of sheer vanity. It's more of a creative issue. When I applied for universities, I learned that Bath is kind of a central hub for creative writing, and also next year, God willing, I will be attending Bath Spa University to study creative writing. So what better idea than to study in a place I would already be established, surely. I found a few writers groups which I shall attend this month, and we'll see if any of them tickle my fancy. I've got one tomorrow, and I must admit, a little excited. I mean, the last writers group I participated was only in Spanish, and I really enjoyed it. Now that I'll be able to write in English. I mean, that's great. Objective number 4, attend a writer's workshop. Now, what is it? I don't know. I'm so curious. I've heard Shaylin on her videos say she's been to them during the uni studies. I've read up on people who participate in certain writers' workshops where a writer would give them a live talk on plot or character and ask opinions. Sounds like a class on writing. I think I'd really benefit from that. I'm going to attend one by Writing Magazine to get my creative juices flowing with Jenny Alexander and Elizabeth Enfield on Friday at 10 a.m. Who will be doing a session on plotting and bringing characters to life. Sounds interesting. Objective number 5, find a creative writing trainer. Now, I've written loads of short stories and completed a novel for NaNoWrimo last year, and I have 2 other semi-finished novels, but I still feel like I need a bit of guidance. I mean, who doesn't? It's like going to the gym. You go and work out, and that's great, it's fulfilling. But go with a trainer and you'll whoop your ass into shape. So this, I imagine, is the same. I'll have a writing instructor who can tell me what sucks and what's good and what's wrong with my grammar, what with all my characters. I want someone to really point out my flaws and what I can do better. Objective number 6. Lose half a stone. That's around 3 kilos. I know it's not much, but it's a start. So also, we're already 2 weeks into October, and with 2 weeks left, I think it's going to be a bit difficult to lose loads of weight, especially with chowing down on all this English food I haven't eaten for more than a decade. I'm talking crumpets, I'm talking scones, Mr. Kilpin's cherry bakewell pies, and Walker's crisps, and also McCoy's. Oh my god, delicious. Even yesterday I had a double decker. I mean, this kind of this like fetish for all this sweet chocolate food just created a nightmare for my skin, but and my gut, not to get me started. My face is erupted into like some kind of second puberty of all these spots. It's scary. I'm telling you, losing half a stone will not be very easy. I joined a gym and I'm doing a strange form of yoga, which is like a mix of Pilates and Tai Chi. Very original, very different, very something I have to get used to. So I've been working out. CrossFit machines, bench presses, weights, rowing machines, all these things. Still, some of these guys and women who work out really do scare me. I mean, my God, they're like built up like Olympian athletes still. I mean, I'm just starting out, but I'm, you know, freaked out by the sheer size of these people. I don't want to be that big. I was like everyone's become The Rock all of a sudden. Objective number 7. Finish writing a short story for a competition. I've been writing a short story about the future of reading, writing, publishing, and book selling for a contest I saw on Twitter by a website called The Pigeonhole. Now, deadline is the 30th of October, and I'm still shaping the first draft. I mean, it started with a couple of simple concepts of this girl named Dana who wanted to write an article, but it was against the company's principles, and she was ratted out by a co-worker, Lyle. But it felt a bit drab, it felt a bit boring, you know, just boring and plain. I then put it in the perspective of Lyle, who was her co-worker, like straight after she was taken away, and suddenly I got like a hot Orwellian thriller vibe going out, which I prefer. It is a bit, well, it has to be a short story anyway, so they hadn't delved too far into the world these guys live in. It's very much like a Black Mirror-ish type environment. Even if I don't get this out for completion, it will still be good for my blog. I haven't put any of my short stories there for ages, to be honest with you, yeah. Objective number 8. Prepare for NaNoWrimo. This is it, everybody. For all you wannabe writers like me, November is upon us. The official National Novel Writing Month, otherwise known as NaNoWrimo, is about to begin, so bring it on. Now, this year, I finished editing The Aura Scrounger, the novel I wrote last year, and I put it on Kindle Scout, but I didn't get it published, sadly. That wasn't too bad. At least I've got one done. I tried to do one of these camps in May or July where I had this idea for a little gang, a group of teenagers who got caught up in the war in their homelands. I wrote a great overview of the project and started it, but wow, never managed to finish it. I would do that project for the NaNoWrimo, but I want to do something different. Hence, this story, The Endless Horizon. I'm still working on the title, but as a project, it works for now. Kind of playing off the whole flat earth conspiracy that's been going around this year, but with my own twist on it. The story will follow 2 characters, Roald and Edna, still names may change, and their adventures to the edge of the worlds. It's an adventure / thriller / fantasy / I don't know. I've yet to truly find my genre. I like to read and write a bit of everything, so I'm not quite sure who my audience really are. But I love writing this kind of stuff, so I downloaded a workbook from Natalie Lee last year called the Preptober Workbook. This was still 2017. She's a lovely girl I found on YouTube. I'll put a link below, who I'm subscribed to, and this workbook really helps me out with all the ideas and character descriptions to make the story. So if you haven't already got one, go to her site and see if you can download one. I found it really useful last year and I'm just going to get started on it now. Objective number 9. Make 3 videos for my YouTube channel. This channel was only used for private use originally. I threw in an occasional Talk English video so I could link it to my website. The galas were pretty awesome. I also like to make a slideshow of my adventures in South America, like in Torres Paine and Easter Islands. But now I'm going to use the same channel to promote my new hobby, creative writing. I say hobby, what I really mean is passion. I love writing and never really thought about making it full time until I made the conscious decision to come home and really get into it. The idea to make these videos is to catalogue my progress. I mean, throw in a few things I've learned in order to help fellow starters to writing and just get better and better. It's fun too, and I hope you find them entertaining, motivating, and educational. Not so much this video is merely outlining what I'm planning for October. Objective number 10. Finally finish the creative writer's journey. Now, when I initially found out about creative writing on YouTube, I saw this girl pull out all these books they are studying in a university course. It's what inspired me to want to study creative writing because I had never heard of that before. Or maybe I did, but perhaps related to calligraphy, like creative writing is surely how you write, Me, the simpleton, didn't figure out, how text is written. Anyway, she shows 3 books on the channel, one being The Writer's Helper, The 5-Minute Writer, and The Writer's Journey by Christopher Vogler. When I had just finished my first NaNoWrimo, and when I read through this book, I was surprised at how much of these guidelines I had unconsciously followed them, and then when these examples went to show Star Wars, Titanic, and loads of other great films, I found it very interesting. It's basically a guide about story structure, archetypes, which are different types of characters expected in the story, and other fascinating tips. Christopher Vogler picked up Joseph Campbell's work, which was showing these traits in classic mythology, and updated it with the modern examples. Loved it. Loving it, as I haven't finished it. So I've been at it all year, taking notes, but now here I am on the final few chapters, and I hope to finish it before NaNoWrimo, and will use as much as I can to influence my next story. Right, so there you have it. 10 things to do before November. Wish me luck, and I'll let you know how I'll get on. Remember that writing is easy, but getting your ass in that chair and giving yourself the time and commitment is what's hard. Remain consistent at what you love, you can only get better. Now, go write, me too. I'll see you next time.